Alrighty, y'all. What's up, guys? Hope everyone is good. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything all set up here. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another live here. We're gonna be giving you guys a bit of an update here. Just doing a little bit of a short for a little bit here. Gonna talk about what's going on in the weather world actively. What's up, SPC? Welcome in. Hope you're doing good. What's up, Roslyn? Or hopefully, I'm sorry. I'm probably saying your name wrong. Like I'm not good with name pronunciations. Hold on. Is my mic too loud here? Let's turn it down a little bit. What's up, Storm Lover? What's up, Ponderosa? Welcome, guys. Welcome. So we got ourselves a bit of a storm rolling through here. For the most part, the severe weather is done with. You can kind of see the line here, that squall line we had. Of all that storm activity roll through. It was kind of a bust today, thankfully. We really didn't see any. We really didn't see any tornadic activity from what I saw. At least not much of it. So that's definitely good. That's definitely good. What's up, Tom? What's up, Misty? What's up? See, Roisin, gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna try to remember that. No promises. Once again, my memory is shot, especially trying to remember names and everything like that. Just doesn't really go well. But anyways, what's up, Dylan? Hope you're good, man. So yeah, currently on the radar, we have a lot of rain up in the east here currently. We're starting to get a bit of snow kicking off out here towards the northeast. We are getting a lot of snow showers out here towards like the Ohio Valley, like Indiana, as well as like Ohio. Bits of Kentucky starting to get some of that snow shower activity. Same thing for Michigan, upper state too. Let's see here. But yeah, really the Northeast is just getting drenched right now. Let's see here. What's up, weather dude? Hope you're doing good, man. Welcome. So yeah, we are watching this. There's actually another system here that I have been looking out for. So at least for the next couple of days, we're going to be relatively good. Not really going to be seeing a whole lot more within the next 2 days. The only thing that's kind of really a concern right now is going to be that snowfall out there by the Great Lakes. We're going to be getting a pretty good amount of snowfall here. We got a bit of lake effect activity going on. In which, some areas out here towards, like, the western side of New York State, just south of Buffalo, we could get, a couple of feet, actually, overall. So we'll have to look out for that. Same thing up there towards, like, northern New York here, out by, like, Watertown area. We're going to be seeing the possibility here of, a couple of feet of snowfall to occur across some of these regions here. Really across a lot of the Great Lakes. We're going to be seeing a pretty good amount of snowfall for some of these regions. Out there towards like upper Michigan too, pretty solid amount of snowfall will be expected. So basically, where you see this yellow, that's on the map. This is relatively showing around a foot of snowfall. Like I mentioned, locally higher amounts will certainly be a possibility. What's up, Jack? Hope you're doing good. So we're gonna take this into the future. So obviously, we had a little bit of warmer conditions today for a little bit, but obviously we're going to be having this cold front roll through, which it's currently doing. So, unfortunately, it's going to be cooling things down quite a bit. Now, tomorrow morning, we're going to be very cold tomorrow morning here. So as we approach our way right around like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning here, across the country, we're going to be dealing in the possibly the single digits out there across areas here in like Indiana, like northern Illinois, potentially, portion of Michigan, the Ohio Valley dealing in the teens. Very, very cold morning tomorrow. We're going to definitely be watching for that. Will it snow in South Florida this year? I highly doubt it. Florida really doesn't get much snow. And if it does, it's in the northern panhandle. If Florida does get snow, which it's not very common at all. I think it's only happened once in the last, like, century. Where we've had snow in like Peninsula, Florida. It's very, very uncommon. It's extremely rare. I think it took place back in the late 70s. Was the last time that Florida got snow. Actually, I should say like the areas in the main peninsula, like Orlando and like Miami, we did actually have some snow back in the late 70s. which was a first. But yeah, we're not going to see any snow out here, honestly. But anyways, but yeah, so like I mentioned, really, really, really cold temperatures here for the morning tomorrow. We're going to be breaching the negatives up north. We're going to be seeing a lot of really cold air up there towards like North Dakota, portion of Minnesota, like, even Wisconsin too, actually. We're going to be in the negatives across the state here too. So Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota going to be really, really, really cold. Out here by the mid-Atlantic, like Virginia, we're going to be relatively around freezing tomorrow morning. However, the Northeast here, we're going to be in the 20s, especially interior New England. We're going to be kind of in the 20s and whatnot, especially those upper elevations and stuff. Pretty cold morning tomorrow, so make sure that you guys do bundle up for that because it is going to be relatively cold. Now, with the future radar, basically the future precipitation, we're going to hop over to that now. So obviously we have that snowstorm that's kind of rolling through here. We have a lot of rain across the Northeast here kicking off. The snow's going to continue for a little bit. It's going to start pulling out of Pennsylvania relatively soon. As we approach our way right around like maybe 8, 9, 10 o'clock or so, that's when it's going to kind of pull out of Pennsylvania. Now, at this point in time, there will still likely be quite a bit of snow shower activity kicking off across like Ohio, out there by like West Virginia, and some of those northern states up there. We could get a few snow showers out near Kentucky and stuff. Certainly be impossible within the next couple of hours. So yeah, that snow shower activity is going to continue throughout the evening, basically. As we approach midnight tonight, we're still going to deal with a little bit of snow showers across like Ohio, West Virginia, but we're really going to be seeing a lot of lake effect snow around this time. From midnight tonight across Michigan. So the western side of Michigan, make sure you guys are watching this closely because we are going to be dealing with a bit of that. Let's see here. I'm still hoping. Thank you, the fact. You're welcome. Yeah, I wouldn't count on it, man. I really don't think Florida's going to be, or like I said, southern Florida's going to be seeing any snow anytime soon. I mean, probably the next time will be the next ice age. Nah, it's very, very rare, though. Extremely rare. But anyways. So yeah, like I said, midnight. We'll also be doing a bit of snow up here towards like New York State, kind of for the northern side, Vermont, maybe even western Massachusetts, getting a bit of snow. Just basically here for midnight tonight, and once again for upper New England here towards like eastern Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine. We're mostly just going to be rain throughout midnight, but there could be some transition into snow for like New Hampshire. Relatively early. This is right around 2 a.m. For tomorrow morning. We could be dealing with a bit of snow showers. Snowstorms out here towards like Vermont, New Hampshire. Not really a whole lot. Honestly, out here towards New Hampshire and whatnot, we're not going to really be picking up a lot. Out here we might get a couple of inches up in those elevations, but yeah, really not going to be seeing a whole lot out there. However, like I mentioned, some of the regions in like western New York State, we're going to be dealing with a lot more lake effect snow. Northeast Ohio towards Cleveland, a couple of inches. Up there towards like North Madison and Painesville, Perry area, we're going to be dealing with a good 4 to 6 inches, locally higher amounts, being quite likely at this point. So that'll be taking place within the next 3 days. So let's actually turn on the next 24 hours. So this is just expected snowfall within the next 24 hours, which, yeah, for North Madison and some of those regions in Northeast Ohio, we'll be dealing with that overall. What's up, Frankie? Hope you're doing good. Saying watching from Shawnee County, Florida. Is that how you say that? Shawnee County, Florida? Hope you're doing good, my friend. Welcome. So yeah, a lot of snow. Actually, we're going to be dealing with a little bit of snow showers, like I mentioned, across the Ohio Valley. Now, there might be a little bit of accumulation. I mean, it is certainly cold enough to allow for that to occur. It's definitely getting pretty chilly out here. So whatever snow falls will likely stick. But we're not going to really see more than an inch locally. I mean, we're going to see probably a couple tenths of an inch locally out here towards Ohio, and portions of like Indiana, Illinois. Not a lot going on there. Now, in terms of the west, to my folks up in California, we got another little atmospheric river coming up here. We're going to be dealing with some more snow for those upper elevations here pretty soon. Now, throughout the next 3 days, we're going to be seeing a pretty good amount of snowfall, up in those upper elevations of California here. So if you all know anybody out there, if you're traveling out there, just a bit of a heads up for you guys. Yeah, some of those upper elevations are getting ready to get a lot more precipitation and stuff like that. Hopping back to the future radar, if we're going to play this in motion, you can actually see that we're just going to be continually piling in a lot more moisture, a lot more precipitation, and like I mentioned, those upper elevations are going to really start to deal with that snowfall again, as we do have another low that is working its way here to the east into the western U.S. Now, this will be driving some rain as well for like some of these western areas of Oregon, like western Washington. But yeah, for the upper elevations, it will be snowfall overall between, like I said, tonight going into tomorrow. We're going to be dealing with that relatively early. So just a bit of a heads up for you. Now, up in the central U.S., we might have a little bit of snow showers rolling through. Really nothing big. Not expecting much out there anytime soon. Just a lot of cold air. That's basically what we're going to be dealing with. If we hop back over here to those temperatures, you're definitely going to notice it's going to be pretty cold. Like I mentioned, tomorrow morning here, guys, we're going to be dealing temperatures in the negatives up north. Like North Dakota, we're going to be like -10, upwards of -10 or so degrees, very cold. Same thing for like Minnesota. Yeah, basically where you hit potentially sub-zero is going to be for these areas in here where you kind of see this white, this kind of grayish color here. So this is where we're going to be talking sub-zero. Now, these are not feel-like temperatures. These are actual temperatures, okay? So it's certainly going to be very cold tomorrow morning. And even across the Ohio Valley, like we mentioned, we're going to be in the single digits. It's going to be very, very cold for like areas of like central, northern Indiana, like western Ohio, possibly in the lower teens, upwards of the upper single digits. Up there by like Chicago, we're going to be very cold as well. Once again, right around the single digits and so forth. So definitely prepare for a cold night because we have a lot more Canadian cold air working its way down into the country. So if I bring you guys over here to the satellite view, this is from current observations and stuff. So basically, if I zoom out here a bit, you guys can kind of see the U.S. So pretty much what's going on here is we have this cold front. This is where our cold front's at. That's what created those storms and all of that activity. So what's going to be happening from here on out is we're going to be dealing with, first of all, ahead of the cold front, which, is mostly off the country now. There's a lot of warm air pulling north. And basically on the backside, we get a lot of that cooler air coming down from Canada. So that's basically kind of what we're dealing with now. And, this low pressure system's kind of just dragging that cold air from up north down to the south, which is making things very, very cold. Now, like I mentioned, we're going to be dealing with a couple of days worth of cold air across the country. As we start to get that high pressure building back into the country, it'll be relatively calm. But like we mentioned, there's actually another storm here that could kick off. We're kind of monitoring it. It looks like it'll be right around the 13th, going into the 14th. So this is just a couple days away. We're going to bring you guys back over here to the models. We're going to take a look at that. So in terms of the GFS here, you can see we kind of get another system. Well, first of all, we have this one that's rolling out here. Then we get this high pressure, that cold air that builds back in to the country. And then we approach our way here basically for somewhat early on the 14th, according to GFS. We kind of get another storm that kicks off. We get a low developing out there in the central plains. Could be advecting more northerly warm air. Like that could be a temporary warm front for some of these regions here, in which we'll probably start to drag in a little bit more cooler air from the backside. These low pressure systems are like a big old mixer. And they basically pull down the cold air. They bring up the warm air overall. So we'll have to watch for that. There might be a little bit of winter precipitation on it too. Maybe even some ice according to GFS here out there towards like Nebraska, possibly like Iowa, going into Minnesota, Wisconsin. Possibly even driving some more rainfall for right around the 15th across the Ohio Valley, which is definitely much needed across the way. It is certainly very, very dry in a lot of these areas, so the rain that we have been getting is fairly nice, which like I mentioned, we're definitely going to be needing to look out for that. What's up, Scott? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Pamela? Pamela, I think it's your name. Sorry. Once again, my name pronunciation is not good. I mess up everybody's name. So, let's see here. James says, hello, what's the long-range outlook for January 2025? So I made a winter forecast. You can go check it out on our videos tab. Go to scroll down about a month or so because we made a winter forecast. If you want to check all that out, you can go look at that. But basically, in summary, I do think it's going to be a very cold winter. We've already been seeing the cold winter happen. I think it's going to be a very common pattern. We're going to be right around neutral status this year. We're not necessarily El Nino or La Nina. We're not going to really be in one per se. We're kind of going to be in that neutral zone, that middle ground, which in a typical winter for end zone neutral conditions will allow for a lot of cool air to work its way down the country. I can actually show you guys something real quickly. Let me go ahead and show you all. So, yeah, we're going to be kind of in an end zone neutral pattern this year. Once again, not necessarily El Nino or La Nina, but kind of in the middle. Here we go. I'll go ahead and show you guys this real quickly. So here's a little graphic. If we look at it, so this is typical neutral pattern, right? And we're going to be in the neutral pattern this year. More than likely. So, regardless, a lot of cold air works its way down. We're going to be dealing with, potential vortexes, polar vortexes at some point. Later this year, I do think January, February are going to be a very, very cold few months, really. And in the south, we do get the tropical or subtropical jet stream, just a big conveyor belt of moisture and warmer air that kind of just works its way over the south. So because of this, because of the increase in precipitation and the increase in warmth, I do think that the Gulf states for the winter could be in for a couple of severe weather events. That's kind of something I did talk about in that forecast a while back. Is that that's going to be quite possible. I do think that the South could be, later on for January, February, could be dealing with maybe some severe weather events kicking off. Because of that subtropical jet supplying the warmth and the moisture, I think that will be a real possibility. But that also means that, areas by the Ohio Valley and the Mid-Atlantic might actually get some pretty good snowstorms, I do think, too, because, a combination of all that moisture and everything, in that cold air coming down, if the two meet, you get a lot of cold air and moisture, that's prime conditions for snowfall. And, really does make me believe that, some of you folks out there by the Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, and Mid-Atlantic have a good shot this winter. So that's just a little bit of a breakdown. I did do a lot more talking and more of an overall view on the forecast I made. But if you want to check that out, you can go ahead and go to our videos and everything like that. But anyways, so just a little bit of a look at things. Is there a chance for a winter hurricane? Probably not. I think we're done with hurricane season. Well, we are, but I do think we're done with tropical cyclones this year. I mean, in theory, there has been tropical systems that's happened off season, but honestly, we're not really in the conditions for that right now. I don't think we're going to be dealing with anything tropical anytime soon. Not until next season, I don't think. So, anyways, what's up, LWX? Welcome. Let's see here. But anyways, so like I mentioned, that's basically what's going on in the winter and stuff like that. But if you wanted to check that out, we can go back on our video we made. Alrighty, anyways, so hopping back over here to the forecast, guys. So like we mentioned, we do actually have a bit of severe weather going on here too. I think most of that threat's going to be relatively over with. SPC, actually they did add a slight risk here. We'll go ahead and bring you guys over here to the SPC. We'll do day 1. So we do have a slight risk today across the east. We're going to turn off radar for a minute so you can see that we do have a 15% chance out there for damaging winds out there. So there's a shot for a little bit of gusty winds, but like I mentioned, that cold front, that line of storms is, you can already see, already rolled off here. So that's pretty much done. The event's pretty much over. And like I mentioned, thankfully we really didn't see a whole lot of activity today. Very thankful for that. So that's certainly good. We did have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, I believe. I think this was one here. Yeah, we had one earlier. for like southeast Virginia towards Virginia Beach, but that's well no longer in effect here. Honestly, yeah, we're looking pretty good. I think a lot of the activity is relatively over. Up in the north, we still do have a bit of storm activity rolling through towards like New England. We're getting a bit of storms out here, a few rumbles of thunder possible, but I don't really think that there's a lot of instability out here. Yeah, you can kind of see if I turn off the radar here. A lot of our instability is now offshore and is now away from the U.S. And which, yeah, up here in the north, there's just not really a lot of instability for storms. So I really do think that we're pretty much done out there with the severe weather for today. So I think we're pretty good. Now, tornadoes, we did have a 5% chance for tornadoes both today and yesterday. I think there was whoa, my program there is glitching. We still do have a 2%, but like I mentioned, that cold front's out. Once that cold front pushes through, it changes the atmosphere up. It cools it down, creates stability in the atmosphere, which prevents any more severe weather from occurring. Let's see here. Snow in Louisiana for Christmas. Kimberly, I highly doubt it. Unfortunately, it's just, not quite there yet. We have had, a little bit of snow showers already this year up in like northern Georgia, in like Tennessee and stuff. But Louisiana, it's a little difficult to get snow in Louisiana. It doesn't really happen too often. It can, but for usually when it does, if it does, would be for more of the colder months like January and February. Louisiana for snow on Christmas is extremely rare. Very, very rare. You're going to need a miracle for that to happen. Let's see here. Do we have any tornadoes with this? So SPC, I was actually looking at this earlier before I went live. SPC does not have any tornado reports, but I did see something on Twitter today that it looked like there's a debris signature somebody posted. So nothing confirmed from SPC, but relatively that's good news though, because obviously the event seems to have busted, which is good news. We don't want no tornadoes. See here. What's the weather forecast going to be like for Wisconsin on Saturday? What day is Saturday? Is that the 14th, right? 14th. Here, let's take a look at the long range here. Actually, we're going to bring y'all over here to this page. So, yeah, Wisconsin, we could, like I said, we actually are watching another little system here. Wisconsin for the 14th and the 15th, we might be able to see a little bit of wintry precipitation. GFS suggests a bit of snow for those areas for the 14th. Now, for the Euro, yeah, you can see the ECMWF here, the European model, doesn't really show a whole lot of winter precipitation. Now, it does show a little bit maybe, but yeah, nothing like the GFS. This model here, this run, mostly just shows us getting rain. A little bit of rain out there, but yeah. I don't know. So there is obviously still a lot of agreements, or we still need to come to an agreement, I should say. NAM 12K, which, we're starting to get the NAM involved here, does show a little bit of wintry precipitation, but it kind of dies out as it reaches Wisconsin. So in simple terms, it's just too early to tell. Let's see here. But yeah, so basically, yeah, we'll just keep an eye on it. But in terms of the system in general, it could be bringing some more rainfall for areas of like the Midwest and perhaps even the Ohio Valley, which, like I mentioned, is much needed. We're definitely going to be needing that out here in the region. It's just been very, 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 very dry in general. We're going to really need that. And now let's look at the temps here. I do want to pull up temps around this time because they might actually heat up a bit, with that low kind of pulling up warmer air. See here. Yeah, I mean, it'll warm up a little bit, not a lot though. As we start to get that system that develops. I mean, typically throughout like the South, we're in the 50s and whatnot. But that could bring us up into 60s maybe. Still a little early to say. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. It could bring a little bit more warmth. I doubt it's going to be as impactful as the storm that's rolling through now. Let's see here. Ted says, let's see, 16301. I'm hearing freezing rain for Saturday night and Saturday morning. Let me check. Let's see, Ted, if you're gonna be getting that. 16301. Let's see here, Pennsylvania. Okay, you're in the northwestern side of Pennsylvania. So you said for when? When are you gonna be getting that Sunday morning? Which Sunday is gonna be on the 15th. Alrighty. So let's look. So GFS. So for the 15th, it does show a system rolling through, but according to GFS, it looks like a lot of rain for your area. Let's check the temps though. Let's go ahead and see the temperatures here. We're just gonna grab a little sounding because I want to quickly look at that. So, yeah, temps are probably going to be, according to the GFS anyways, in the upper 30s. So just a little bit too warm for that. Euro, let's see here. ECMWF shows maybe a little bit of snowfall and stuff. Let's look at the temps. Yeah, so Euro shows it more towards or closer to freezing. So that's that. Honestly, I really wouldn't trust the forecast too much right now for this day. The 15th, we still have like four days or so away. It's a little iffy right now. The models aren't really in agreement mode right now. But if anything does pop up, and if it does turn to be something, we will be doing coverage for it. As I typically just cover the nation and what's going on across the U.S. So, So Ted, make sure to join in on future live streams like tomorrow, and just ask me for another update, and I'll give you another update on it. There might even be another system here. This is for like the 17th, but at this point we're kind of getting a little far fetched. I really don't like looking more than 5 days out. The more further you look, the more inaccurate it is. You have all these forecasters who like looking more than a week out, which is ridiculous in my opinion. Honestly, yeah, you're gonna want to have. You just kind of want to keep it within the 5-day margin overall. So we'll see. We'll have to see. I mean, Euro shows something, but yeah, you can see that the differential's quite different to some degree. Yeah, so Euro doesn't show as much winter precipitation. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. If anything pops up out of it, we'll talk about it for sure. Let's see here. We're gonna be moving into a warmer pattern. Well above average. Let's see. Do you want to pull up the temperature anomalies here? Oops, hold on. That's sea level pressure anomalies. Let's see. There we go. Temperature anomaly. So GFS. I mean, yeah. So as we approach our way later down in time, it does look like it won't necessarily be warm, but it will be warmer than usual. Which. What I mean by warmer than usual, this is the morning of the 15th here. You can see how there's a lot of red in the central U.S. showing that the temperatures will be above normal. But if we look at the actual temperatures here, they're still going to be fairly cold, 30s, 40s. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be like a heat wave or anything like that, no. But yeah, maybe a little bit warmer than usual. So we got this cold. This cold front coming in here, like I mentioned. So the morning tomorrow, for the 12th, like I mentioned, it's going to be a very cold one. So you guys across the country, make sure you bundle up. I mean, literally everywhere in the U.S. is going to be cold tomorrow morning. Even Florida, we're going to be in the 40s, like mid-40s, which is, for us, that's pretty cold. But, up in the Ohio Valley, once again, we're going to be like in the teens. Some areas locally, maybe even near the single digits. And we're going to be sub-zero out there kind of towards areas like Wisconsin, Minnesota, and North Dakota. We are going to be extremely cold tomorrow morning. So just want to go ahead and let you guys know that, just to make sure to bundle up, because you're going to want to. You're going to definitely want to bundle up tomorrow because, yeah, it's going to be a little bit nasty out there. All right, we're going to hop on back over here to this panel here. So, yeah, with the cold air coming through, now, like I mentioned, we're going to hop actually to the wind speeds here because the winds are actually pretty strong right around now out here towards the coastal areas. So we have that low pressure system that's rolling through here. We're actually dealing with quite a bit of windy conditions out here. here. We're gonna go ahead and put the scope here. Okay, so yeah, we're talking, some of these coastal areas here getting a good, 30, maybe 40 knots of sustained winds, with gusts being obviously much higher. Here's our wind gusts. We're gonna go ahead and overlay these. Yeah, you can see wind gusts are gonna be much higher, 40s, maybe 50 knots or so, which 40, 50 knots. That's higher, or sorry, that's lower than miles an hour. So that would be probably 60 plus miles an hour in terms of wind gusts out there. So, yeah, make sure that you guys are watching that because it's going to be very, very windy here for the next couple of hours out there, especially by, like, eastern Massachusetts. You guys are going to really notice some really windy conditions out here, which is going to be an issue, for power loss and all kinds of stuff like that. So, you're welcome, Ted. No problem, man. You're very, very welcome. So yeah, so that's just another thing I wanted to point out to you guys. So there's a lot of windy conditions with it. There's a lot of cold air coming down. We still got a bit of snowfall and all that fun stuff coming through. So we'll just make sure that you guys watch out for that. Okay. But anyways, other than that, honestly, guys, we're chilling, literally. We'll do one more look real quickly, and then we're going to head off here because I'm going to get some dinner and stuff. So like I mentioned, from here on out, we're just going to continue to see that rain up in the northeast for, throughout tonight, basically. The rain will be out by tomorrow morning for the most part. As we approach sunrise, we will be seeing, a bit of snow still falling, kind of more in lake effect snow along the western side of, like, New York State, portions of northwest Pennsylvania, northeastern Ohio. So we'll be dealing with a bit of a lake effect out there. Same thing for the Great Lakes region in general. For Michigan, getting a bit of snow tomorrow morning here too. But yeah, then the cold front itself will be well out of the country by then, so that'll be pretty much over with. And also tomorrow morning we'll be dealing with a bit more precipitation in the west again. We'll have another little shot of moisture rolling through. Driving some snow for like upper elevations of California, a little bit of Nevada, Oregon, a little bit of Washington State here. We'll be dealing with a little bit of wintry precipitation. And for those lower elevations, it will be more of just rainfall in general. So, but anyways, folks, well, that's basically what's going on here. Look out for tonight, tomorrow morning, and then, of course, later on down in time, it's going to be pretty much clearing up across the central eastern country. While the west gets a little bit of wintry weather and up in those upper elevations tomorrow. But alrighty, everybody. Well, once again, if you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button. Leave a like. It'd be greatly appreciated. But we're going to go ahead and head off here now, guys. I want to say thank you all for joining. I appreciate y'all. We are going to be, heading off for tonight. Tomorrow, I'm going to make a video probably for you guys. We'll do a video tomorrow and maybe a live stream tomorrow night. Just to help keep you guys updated with everything. That way we can keep y'all updated day at a time. So I hope to see you guys then. And make sure you turn on post notifications. Turn on those notifications. That way, whenever I do go live, that way you get the notification. That way you guys can join us. But all right, everybody, thanks for joining. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you guys in the next one. See you later, guys. Thanks for joining.